Hi everyone, this is Learn English with Aamna once again, and I have brought for you another exciting topic if you're an English learner and you don't know really what the fillers are. So, today we will be talking mainly about English language fillers, and you will be able to comprehend the things well in the end of this video. Come to know what I tell you today in today's video. Basically, English is like totally fun of learning. So you know this. If you take out the words like totally and you know from the sentences, you are left with a perfectly understandable sentence. So English is really fun to learn. Those words like totally and phrases like you know are called filler words, and you will hear them sometimes in casual English conversation as well. So that is why we have put together a list of 15 English fillers for you here so that you can just sound like a native person. Let's start now. First of all, be clear what are filler words. Well, filler words are the words and phrases that are used to fill silence when you are speaking. So they are the words that don't add any real value to the sentence, and they simply keep you going while you come up with the rest of your sentence. So their actual name is discourse markers. I repeat, their actual name is discourse markers. But they are much more commonly known as filler words in common English. So you might already know and be using these filler words and realizing it how important is that. So when you can't think of the right word to use in a sentence, you might say, this gives you a break while you think without an awkward silence pause. So that's really an important thing. Well, do you know that many fillers actually have other meanings? So, not every like, for example, is a filler word. We can see a real example of this is in the following conversation from the show Community when Pierce tries to stop Shirley from using any filler words. So, Shirley, okay, these brownies are. He might say, oh, Pierce, ooh, Shirley, Pierce, Shirley, these brownies are delicious. They taste like Pierce, like? Shirley, that's not a filler word actually. So, in this way, you can find out different filler words ahead in your language. So, when fillers are used in English language, very important thing to know. Well, you only need to use filler words when you are speaking louder. Generally, you want to use filler words when you're writing. So, when you're speaking out loud, though, you might need some extra time to figure out what to say. That's when you can actually use filler words. So sometimes people use certain filler words just like, literally, or believe me. So when they're writing online in any website or commenting somewhere in chats on social media, this is fine too. Since conversations online are very similar to spoken conversations. So you might know that where do we use fillers? Well, filler words are used for a number of reasons you should know. Just to show you what you are thinking, use filler words when you need to think about your answer or the statement have been told. Just for example, I have basically 10 more years of college. Just to make the statement less harsh, when your friend has some broccoli stuck between in his or her teeth, you could just tell him you have something in your teeth, but that might make him or her embarrassed. I might be nice to say something more like, well, you have a little something in your teeth. That's more likely to be said. So, To make your statement weaker or stronger, while filler words don't add anything to the sentence, they can be used to change the sentence tone and attitude of the sentence. Moreover, did you know just to start and stall for time? Just to stall for time means to do something to try again and gain more time. So, filler words are an excellent way to stall. When you don't know how to answer a question and when you don't want to, for example, if your teacher asks you, "Where is your homework?" your response might sound a bit like this: you see, my dog ate it. So, to include the listener in the conversation without ending your sentence, conversation takes at least two people. Some filler words and phrases can include the other person in the conversation. So, it's a bit like reaching out them as you are speaking to keep their attention towards you. Just for example, it was a really big bear. You know that? Well, addition to it, I'm going to tell you that why should you learn English fillers? Well, I told you earlier as well that when you think of someone as a being fluent English speaker, you might think once that perfectly speaking person without stopping anywhere. So, what would be their reality? Even native English speakers use filler words. Do you know this fact? And they use them often. These words are an important part of sounding natural when you speak and talk in English. So you're allowed to pause and think, to be unsure of how to answer or even to forget the right word to use. So the trick is knowing that the right filler words you use will make your thinking thoughtful and productive. So, in addition to that, you can talk about some of the filler words. Where you can use your filler words in moderation, let's talk a little about it. Like with anything else, you could use filler words too much. So overusing filler words, using too many too often can make you sound unprofessional sometimes, even bad and worse. So it can make different and difficult for you to follow your sentences. So if you are thinking to do it, use the correct fillers and don't use them too much. Some people think that all the fillers are bad and should be used as little as possible. But for English learners, though they can be very helpful way to speak more fluently and confidently, still it's a good idea that you use English fillers as much as possible in any interview or at any professional setting or any kind of place. Talking about the 15 fillers that you might use in your conversation as well. So let's start. On your screens, you can see even them. What are the common English fillers words that you should know? Number one is well. Well can be used in a few different ways. You can use it to show that you are thinking. So you can say, well, I guess $20 is a good price for a pair of jeans. Second filler that you use is EROU. Well, these are mostly used for hesitation, such as when you are not able to answer any question and on another hand you don't really want to. So you use this kind of fillers ahead. In addition to this filler, I'm going to talk to you about the other filler. And that is hmm. Most of you might use it in your daily conversation. Is a thoughtful sound and it shows that you are thinking or trying to do something and talk something and decide something. Just for example, I like the pink bag, but I think I'll buy the black one instead. Another filler is like. Like is sometimes used to mean something is not exact. So my neighbor has like 10 dogs. These are the four fillers up till now. Let's move to 5. Filler 5 is actually, basically, and seriously. So, actually, basically, and seriously are all adverbs. So, words that describe actions, and many adverbs have any ly at the end of the word, which makes it easier to recognize them. And these words can be used as fillers in your daily routine. Just for example, you can say, actually, pugs are really cute. You can say, basically, the last Batman movie was seriously exciting. You can also say that these words are very helpful to continue with your conversations. Let's move to filler number 6 and 7. Sixth one is you see. You see is used to share a fact that you assume the listener doesn't know before. So I was going to try the app, but you see, I ran out of space in my phone. So, what is the seventh? You know, is used to share something that you assume the listener already knows. So, we stayed at the hotel, you know, that the one down the street from the Times Square. In this way, you can use this filler as well. Very helpful in your daily conversations, even. Filler number 8 and 9. Well, filler number 8 is I mean. I mean is used to clarify or emphasize how you feel about something. I mean, he's a great guy. I'm just not sure that he's a good teacher or not. So, insure. So, this is how you can use fillers. Is 9. You know what I mean? Is the filler used as. So, do you know? You know what I mean is used to make sure that the listener is following what you're actually saying. Just for example, I really like that girl. You know what I mean? So, in this way, you can use you know what I really mean. Next comes the turn of the next one. Well, what is really that? At the end of the day is a phrase that means in the end or in conclusion of something. So at the end of the day, we all just are humans and we all make mistakes. Another filler, 11th, believe me. Believe me is a way of asking your listener to trust what you're saying actually. Believe me, I didn't want this tiny house, but it was only one that I could afford. Another filler, I guess or I suppose. So I guess and I suppose are used to show that you are hesitant or not really sure about what you are saying. So I was going to eat dinner at home, but I guess I can eat at a restaurant instead. In addition to these fillers, I should also tell you some more. So, last three ones are in front of you. Or something is a sentence that ending that means you are not being exact. The cake users use sticks or butter, tense or something like about that. The 14th filler is okay. So, you mostly use it. So, okay and so are usually used to start sentences and can be a sign that a new topic is starting. So, what do you do next weekend? Last filler of the day, right, or ooh. These three are all affirmative responses. They all mean yes in response. So, right, so let's prepare a list of all the things where we will need. Oh, exactly what they told me to buy. So, today in this video, you have come to know about different fillers that were very useful for you, and these fillers have been really sometimes be a part of your conversation as well. So that's right, you should be an expert on filler words by now. Some of these words and phrases can be hard to use correctly sometimes, but since the meaning is so flexible, just go and watch movies, TV, and two great examples you will find over there. If you have any favorite English shows, watch them again, but this time Really pay attention to the person who is talking and the filler he is using. Because filler words can require a lot of subtlety, but master them, you will be sounding like a native speaker. So, literally, no time to go, just let's do it today before the time flies. Keep subscribing, sharing, and hit liking our channel. We will be bringing more updated videos for you that will help you a lot for learning. Take care. Bye bye.